All right, so think about this for a second. What if you could write an algorithm, a piece of code that could actually end scarcity for good? Today, we're diving into the source material behind a pretty incredible vision that aims to do just that, using some seriously advanced tech to build a whole new kind of resource-based economy. So let's break down how it's all supposed to work.
It's a huge question, right? I mean, can a piece of software really reshape our entire economic reality? Can it move us from a world of competition to a world of, well, abundance for everyone? That is the massive idea we're going to unpack today. A blueprint for a future where technology is aimed squarely at meeting everyone's basic needs.
Now, the plan we're looking at today isn't about some crystal ball that predicts the future. Nope, it's about actively building it. The goal here is to guide trends, to steer them toward outcomes that are sustainable and positive for everybody. And that's a fascinating shift in thinking, you know? Moving from just reacting to things to actively prescribing a better path forward.
So, where did this all come from? Well, this idea didn't just pop up out of nowhere. The whole journey really got started way back in 1987. Then, in the early 2000s, as the Internet of Things was just starting to connect our world, the core algorithms were born. Fast forward to 2020, and the COVID-19 pandemic basically hit the accelerator, showing just how much we needed a more distributed, automated system. And today, that vision has grown into something called the path to peace, even using frameworks like the Abraham Accords as a model for how to get everyone working together.
Okay, so the secret sauce behind all of this is a technology called quantum intelligence, or QI, and you pronounce that chi. Now, this is not your typical AI that just crunches data and tells you what might happen next. According to the source, QI is designed to be prescriptive. It actively guides and creates trends, using the school idea of adaptive edutainment to steer all of us toward better outcomes.
And this all hinges on one really simple but incredibly powerful idea. A great solution, a great idea, it's just not enough. For any solution to actually work on a global scale, it has to be economically self-sustaining. This principle, making sure it's profitable so that it can be viable, is the engine that this whole system is built on. It's all about creating a cycle of growth that can keep itself going.
So, how in the world do you prove a concept this massive? Well, you start small. You start with something tangible, something you can actually hold. The very first test was to take pure, whole superfoods, stuff grown locally, and make a simple, super nutritious product. That led them to the DOX formula. That's dates, oats, cacao, and sesame. And out of that came the Barnes Miracle Bar. But see, this wasn't just about making a health bar. It was about building and testing the entire system around it.
And you have to understand, this is the bigger picture right here. That Miracle Bar wasn't just a snack. It was the physical proof of concept. It was the anchor. Its success was meant to prove that the entire model, from sourcing local ingredients to distribution to creating real value, could actually work. It's like the first domino in a much, much bigger chain reaction. Okay, so the bar works. Proof of concept, check. But how do you scale from a single food product to a full-blown global operating system designed for abundance? That's what we're getting into next.
The absolute foundation of this new economy is called QAnon, which is pronounced Zion. The best way to think about it is like it's the ethical operating system for everything. It's like the Windows or the iOS for this new economy, built on universal truths that are designed to work with any peaceful faith or belief system. And it has one core, non-negotiable rule baked right in: do no harm. That's the moral framework for every single thing that happens in this system.
So if QION is the operating system, where does it run? Well, that's where the QIL zone or chill zone comes in. A QIL zone is basically any physical place, it doesn't matter how big or small, that agrees to run on the QION system. And the scalability here is absolutely key. It could be your house, it could be a whole community, or it could even be an entire city rebuilt from scratch, all running on the same ethical OS. And what does it actually feel like to be inside one of these QL zones? Well, that experience is what they call ClubQILL or ClubQILL. Think of it like a universal quality guarantee. It means that no matter what QL zone you walk into anywhere on Earth, you are promised the same high standard of living. You get clean air, pure water, nutritious food, and a safe environment. It's a fundamental baseline for human well-being. Of course, any economy needs a currency, a way to exchange value. In this system, that's the Barnes QION, or Barnes coin. But this is where things get really, really different from the money we're used to. It is an asset-backed credit system.
That means you earn these credits not by playing markets, but by adding real, tangible value to the network, by contributing your time, your skills, or actual resources. And then every transaction is locked down and secured on the blockchain. This table really lays it all out, side by side. Our traditional money, it's backed by a government promise. It's fiat. Barneskione is backed by real, tangible assets, like the food being grown in the system. The goal of our current system is profit generation. The goal of this one, to get rid of scarcity. And maybe the biggest difference, access to our system is based on the wealth you already have. Access to this system is based entirely on the value you contribute. It's a total redesign of what an economy is even for.
So that's the system as it stands. Pretty wild, right? But what's next for this whole project? Well, the final piece of the puzzle is all about bringing people, AI, and even gamification together to get everybody involved and participating.
So the next steps are all about engagement. First up, they're talking about gamified edutainment, which is a fancy way of saying they want to make learning and contributing to the system genuinely fun. Then they want to merge the virtual world with the real one, so you can offer or ask for actual products and services in real time. And this part is crucial. This is not about AI replacing people. It's about synergy. It's about using automation to make everything more efficient, while at the same time employing and training people to improve their own lives and make the whole system better. Which brings us right back to that huge question we started with. Is a system that's literally designed to create abundance and peace with an algorithm, is that just an audacious utopian dream, or is it the inevitable next step in our evolution? The source material we've gone through today lays out a pretty detailed blueprint, and it suggests it's not a matter of if it's possible, but how we make it happen. It's a powerful vision of the future, that's for sure.